This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, iRacers. Welcome to the iRacing Esports Network and the BSR MX5 Pro Series. This week from Brands Hatch Circuit, Indy. What a cracking venue we're going to have tonight. Classic British circuit, of course, one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Apex Racing TV, which is myself, Lee Thompson, on comms, alongside Alex Simpson, who also is doubling up with camera duty as well. Evening, Alex.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good to be here, as always.
Yeah, the guys are just lining up on the grid already, so we're going to quickly run you through the qualifying positions. On pole position was Jason Cooper with a 50.9. See how quick those lap times are. Second place, Charlie Summers. Third, Luke Cooper. Fourth is Dave Sampson. Fifth, Adam Delmont. Sixth, Jamie Ayres. Seventh, Kip Stevens. Eighth, Peter Van Gool. Ninth, Niels Cartington. 10th, Adam McNally. 11th, Nick McCarron. 12th, Alex Rivet. 13th, Stuart Dick. 14th, Benjamin Mears. 15th, Cesaro Rizzo. 16th, James Ritchie. 17th, Ashley Beard. 18th, Cole Hardy. 19th, Max Wright. 20th, Lorne Murray. 21st, Al Amory. 22nd, Stephen Cooley. 23rd, Michael Wortman. 24th, Scott Malcolm. 25th, Martin Sampson. 26th, Ralph Cullinan. 27th, Mikey Key. 28th, Jerome Ursum. 29th, Michael Barry. 30th, Martin Plowman. 31st is Rob Graham with Anthony Ainsworth in 32nd. Roy Viverke in 33rd with Marcelo Pagnan 4th. 35th is Elmar got with Steve Hefford in 36th, 37th, Dermot 38th, Andy Maxwell 39th, Craig Jones 40th, David Ayres 41st, Carl Jacquelet 42nd, and at the back of the field, not currently on the grid, is Billy Rose in 43rd position. So yeah, so 43 or 42 cars on the grid for the MX5s then. Short little circuit. That is going to be a busy track for the guys to be getting around as the lights get ready to go green. And so scorching start from the guys. You see them all thundering down towards Paddock Hill. It's going to be super busy as they throw it into the turn.
Fortunately, there was a few people missing from the grid. It looked like there was some penalties being served or something like that. Let's give a little bit of space out there. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot right now as they all funnel through the hairpin for the first time. And, spinner in the background, just off. Not sure who that was. I think it was one of the... I want to say one of the result clothing, but I don't think it was, I think. We'll pick that up, see who that was later. There we go, it was Craig Jones. It was one of the result clothing cars indeed.
Yeah, but so we got Luke Cooper then leading from the front from Hampson, from Cooper again, from Delmont, from Ayres, from Stevens, from Van Gool, from Codson, and McCarron is the top 10. Two cars looking super close as Summers clambers over the inside curb as it sits into the hairpin, into Paddock Hill rather, into the hairpin now. A little bit different lines from the two cars there. We could see Hampson a little bit tighter, Cooper a little bit wider mid-corner. And these front four cars really making a little bit of a break from the pack now as they all take that super wide line out the exit of Graham Hill.
Also on the round in the background, I think that was Rizzo. Yeah, Rizzo spinning off there through Graham Hill. Just look at the snake on the mini-map as well. Look at the position indicator. Just showing how quickly he's falling down. That is the problem with this little Indy circuit. It's just everybody's on top of each other. I don't expect that snake will sort of disappear throughout the race. A few stragglers maybe, like we're going to see already, sort of 39th through to 42nd. But yeah, make a mistake on this circuit and you're going to get punished hard. Talking of mistakes, Dave Hampson looked like he just made a mistake through Paddock Hill.
Yeah, and again, someone else in the background going wide out onto the gravel on the exit of Paddock Hill as well. Very easy done. In fact, I've done that myself in real life on that corner. As Cooper is it that had an error on the hairpin, and he's really lost the momentum now and is under lots and lots of pressure from Hampson, who tried way too hard, way out on the grass at Graham Hill, and is going to lose 2 spots as a result.
Yeah, I think that was just perhaps a bit of red mist there from the mistake that he made earlier on trying to recover, but somehow manages to hold on to one of those spots anyway. So still in the fight, 5th place, down 1 spot from where he started. But yeah, he's got Adam Delmont right on his 6, and Kip Stevens having a look on Delmont as well.
Yeah, we can see from the track map we've got a little bit of a split between 11th and 12th position, just breaking the field up ever so slightly. But otherwise, and it's just the front two who are away at the front, side by side into Druids as well. The outside line can work out, but you're going to have to really try hard to hold on to that inside ready for Graham Hill. And again, in the background, we can see him squabbling away, all streaming through the corner. Altogether, Hampson just trying to get himself back into some kind of rhythm and not lose touch from the front four.
Yeah, good little battle just ahead as well. That's between the Swift Cooper esports car of Luke Cooper and Jamie Ayres in SimLab, but actually sort of died down just as quickly as it sort of escalated there. I think that was Cooper just running a little wide, which look a little closer. Anthony Ainsworth showing up on my event viewer has crashed, so I'm not sure what's gone on with Ainsworth, but he's right at the back, that's for sure.
Yeah, and lots and lots of cars running to the gravel again on the exit of Paddock Hill. There's Cole Hardy trying to go around, just trying to fend off Amory around the outside. So is Amory going to be able to take a line into Graham Hill? It's a little bit tricky to get the car slowed down well enough, but Hardy doesn't manage to get a cutback at all. So yeah, Amory makes that position, and now Hardy's under pressure from Murray as well. And Hardy's going to have the inside as they head through McLaren into clearways.
It's actually a tricky little circuit to overtake, and if you get offline, just like Murray's done exactly there, he finds himself going from attack to defence and actually lost the place straight away to Stephen Cooley there.
Yeah, and it really, you say you're right, really can get shuffled down very, very quickly, get offline in one corner. It's difficult to get back to it again. Obviously, everybody knows the main overtaking opportunity is into Druids, and then if necessary, finishing up in Graham Hill, as we see the guys coming out of Druids here. Delmont sweeping through Graham Hill, a little bit of inside curb, taking that wide line as they all are. So we can see this little bit of a breakaway of the top 11, 12 cars with that little bit of a gap further back. Already 5 minutes through this 15-minute race. So remember, we've got 4 races tonight with reverse grids going between each race to determine the starting grid then for the following race. So this first race is feeling hectic already. It's going to feel a lot more so as the reverse grids kick in as well.
Yeah, indeed. And just as a reminder to everybody, as on the screen, the drivers, the little indicators on the left, those that are lined up with the blue are for the Pro, and those that are green are the AM. So we've got 2 classes out there today, so two honours on for each race. And right now it's Max Wright who's leading the way in the AM. Let's have a quick check in with Max. Actually, he's got Spinner just ahead of him, but a relatively clear track. That's what you want when you're leading a class, I think, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. So that little bit of clean air in front of him is going to make a world of difference. And as you say, he's not under pressure from behind as well, with Amory and Hardy still squabbling around, dropping further back. You can hear the tyres squealing as the guys at the front come out of clearways as well. Ayres isn't going to be anywhere near close enough to get a run on Luke Cooper this time by. But again, it's just about hooking a few corners together and getting yourself in a position to challenge further on lap. We see how Cooper misses the apex into Paddock Hill, gives Ayres a much higher apex speed, gives him a little bit of a sniff, but Cooper turns in early, covers off the space. That inside curb can really help you hook up the corner as you go around as well. But as I say, Ayres just needs to make the most of that error into Paddock Hill, hold with him the rest of the lap, and then be in a position there for the next time by. And Cooper was just a fraction wide on that first left-hander as well, head into clearways, as Ayres had so much more entry speed from Cooper that time by. But we can see then Cooper just driving away ever so slightly as they came off. So Ayres, not looking in any stronger of a position this time by.
So I'd say everything you said that you wanted to do there, he didn't with that high entry speed, didn't he? He just lost the run off the exit, and he hasn't got there. Once again, though, Cooper just misses the apex ever so slightly, and Ayres has got a shot. Cooper covers up pretty early, so seems to be a bit of a pattern. A little shove, nothing too major, but just signalling his intent. If you're going to keep doing that, eventually I'm going to send one up the inside. Oh, one of the leaders, was that? No, I think it was a back marker, sorry. So, yeah, that's going to spice this up just a little bit, and actually dives out of the way. Probably sensible.
Yeah, so you don't want to get in amongst any of that at all if you can possibly help it. Almost getting pushed through the exit of clearways there is Cooper, and looking very, very close now as they head back into Paddock Hill, all in a line, darting around, trying to get a view as they come into this critical corner of Paddock Hill, as they try and just get the overlap. And again, just a little bit wide round on the apex there from Cooper. So now he's under pressure from Ayres. He's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to get it done. We see a bit of damage in the front of Cooper's car, in fact, front left. And Ayres is getting a drive off the corner. Great Druids there. And now he's got the position into Graham Hill. Oh, what a sneaky little dive from Hampson up the inside of Cooper. I thought that was going to end in tears, but they just shuffled back in order. Hampson's under pressure now.
Yeah, Hampson, that's Kip Stevens and Adam Delmont that were side by side, and I think Delmont goes through on Kip, no problem there. Peter Van Gool also passed Kip, and they're actually exchanging positions as they're side by side, but Peter's got the inside for Paddock, should take this one, and does indeed. Can Kip fight back though? I think he might well have a good opportunity here, because it looks like Van Gool forgot where the racetrack was for a minute there. He made no attempt to even get back on it once he got into the gravel there. You can get away with it a little bit, but just sort of stayed out there for a bit.
Yeah, so easy. Just either just purely overcook it going into Paddock Hill and just try and keep your foot in and run out wide, or even if you get a little bit of a tank slapper going on turning, or great shots and see him all into clearways, then again you can run out of road very, very quickly indeed. Sorry, go on, Marcus.
I was just saying that really emphasises the cam shot there. I don't know, the different lines going into clearways there. Yeah, 3 or 4 different lines there. So, and for a circuit that's so small, Brands Hatch Indy, you'd think, pretty basic, pretty straightforward. But even like Druids that they're coming up to now, there's probably about 4 or 5 different lines you can take through here. Some will round it off, some will triangle it down. On great move from the Excite car. I don't know if she's going to get another one, and Hampson just a little bit wide, and he's going to lose a couple of places. Who was that in the Excite car? That was Adam Delmont with a great move.
Yeah, and like I say, Hampson going backwards, so he's under pressure from Stevens now as well after his little trip into the grass. We'll have the inside line for McLaren and Clearway, so we should have a reasonable chance of getting it back. But yeah, a little bit scruffy, as you say. That shot in the blimp really, as you say, showed the same in Druids as well. All those different lines that the guys took, and battle for the lead all of a sudden between Summers and Cooper. Summers wide apex to make sure he left a little bit of space for Cooper. It's going to give him a little bit of a sniff into Druids. Is he going to throw it up inside of his teammate? He's not. Again, a little bit of space given from Summers just in case, but drives off the exit well and gets to breathe for a few more seconds.
Yeah, less than 5 minutes of the race to go, and of course they've got 4.9 seconds. So I'm not surprised that they're starting to put a little bit of pressure onto each other out there now. They've got that little bit of buffer to play with, so yeah, why not? Why do it? If you're Cooper, you don't want to sit there and just hand the win to your teammate, do you?
No, but as I say, we see it as sort of respectful driving from the guys there. Like I say, a little bit of space given on apex just in case there's a misjudgment at all. But good run off of Clearways for Cooper. He's closed a hell of a lot as they came down the front straight. Is he going to look for this move into Paddock Hill? He is, and actually Summers was very, very tolerant there as they went into the corner and really gave that position to Coopers. Didn't put up much of a fight at all. And third place Air is way off in the gravel through the exit of Paddock Hill as well, so he lost a little bit of time, and side by side just behind between Cooper and Delmont trying to just push his way past in the apex of Druids, but in the end doesn't quite get that position, and Cooper holds on for a tiny bit longer.
Both of them way off through Graham Hill, but of course they've got an allocation of off tracks that they can use for each race, and one of those opportunities. They do get disqualified, of course, if you're new to the series. If they hit their maximum instant limit, they will get disqualified. So if you see a car just disappear, off, that is why it's happened. And it does happen, but mainly in the reverse grid races, doesn't it?
Yeah, we see the train coming down the front straight again, all trying to find that little bit of a view into Paddock Hill again. And Cooper's just going to struggle a little bit from Stevens on the apex, but in the end got the drive off the corner. Here we go, that's all darting out to have a little look into Druids, side by side just behind as well. And yeah, it's just super busy all the way through the lap. We don't really have a chance for the guys to breathe. Even the front straight's got a turn on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's that never-ending sort of gradual to the right.
Of course, Brands Hatch obviously famous for the Paddock Hill Druids sort of section with crazy difference in height as you go down and sweep back up again. But you don't really see it even so much on the cameras here, but it's a lot of actually elevation changes through the rest of the lap as well, going down sort of into McLaren and almost up through Clearways. That's quite a change in elevation again there, and Campbell is quite severe on there as well, so it really does flow. And car off straight into the barrier in the background. He's maybe going to escape without too much damage, or just touched the barrier. That was Cartenson, I think, who presumably got punted on the apex and got speared off.
Still battling up front for the leaders, but you are right about the change. Oh, that's wide. I think that's going to settle this race right there. And then, so Cooper now is 7/10 of a second lead. But yeah, to come back to your point, the elevation change is immense. I didn't realise that until I did a track walk before one of the Formula Ford festivals that are held there. I did a track walk with Graham Carroll, and just to sort of inspect the track, and geez, walking up and down that, you really get a much greater sensation of how it was. So yeah, I was not in particularly good shape at the time, and it made me know it, that was for sure. Really harks back to the classic circuits, doesn't it, where it's just been built into the topography of the land, that's there, rather than everything getting flattened and the circuit being built in its place. So like you say, this battle for the lead looks like it is settled for the moment.
Just going to be one more lap after this one, and Cooper's got a half-second gap over Charlie Summers. Jamie Ayres still out on his own in that third position, but actually Delmont is only half a second behind him now, so Ayres just falling back into the clutches a little bit. But here we got Hampson again, constantly being involved in battles all race long pretty much. He tries to challenge Kip Stevens as they go into Paddock Hill, and actually Stevens very, very compliant was the word I was looking for earlier on. But no, Stevens cuts straight back on the apex. Great move. I thought he just backed out of it on entry, but no, Stevens looking to put up a fight, taking that tight line around Druids, but it looks like Hampson's going to carry the speed.
He knew exactly what he was doing there, didn't he? And got that cut back, but yeah, great from Hampson. Right, we must be getting very close for Cooper. Timer is up. Here he is through the final corner. His teammate has closed back up again, which does surprise me, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the run.
No, so look pretty much under control for Swift Cooper Esports on that race. 1-2 from then Cooper and Summers. Jamie Ayres does bring it back in that third position, but yeah, very, very close behind was Adam Delmont, and yeah, giving him a little bit of run for his money at the line, but not quite enough. And Hampson did hold on from Stevens on that last lap as well.
Yeah, this next little cluster comes through, which is Amory, Mike, Wright, Murray, Hardy, Hefford's come across as well. Steve Hefford, that's a great drive because he started all the way from the back, up 19 spots, and actually we missed Marcel Pagnan as well, up 22. So apologies, lads, we didn't see you coming through from the back, but it was pretty hectic at the front as well. So do forgive us for focusing on that. What else we got going on out there? Any others? Oh, well, that's after the finish line, so that's okay. Oh, calm down. And yeah, I think everybody actually has cleared the start-finish line now, so should allow us to have the race results.
Yes, I think that is going to be the theme of the evening. And a frantic first race didn't really have any moments of calmness through there at all. But as we saw, yeah, Jason Cooper and Charlie Summers leading the pack by nearly 7 seconds in the end, or over 7 seconds for Cooper. So Jason Cooper 1, Charlie Summers 2. Jamie Ayres then brings it home in that final podium position for third. Adam Delmont in fourth, as I said, very, very close behind in the end, just under 700ths of a second. Luke Cooper in fifth. Dave Hampson, so he looked fast, but a bit messy all the way through race one, really, for Dave Hampson in sixth. Kip Stevens then in seventh. Peter Van Gool eighth. Nick McCarron in ninth, with James McRitchie in 10th. Ashley Beard in 11th, with Marcelo Pagnan in 12th. Al Amory in 13th, with Max Wright in 14th. Lorne Murray in 15th, with Cole Hardy in 16th. Steve Hefford, as you said, moving up the positions along with Pagnan in 17th. Ralph Cullen then in 18th, with Scott Malcolm in 19th. In 20th is Martin Sampson, and 21st Martin Plowman. 22nd Steve Cooley. 23rd is Michael Barry. 24th Jack Ashton. 25th Mikey Key. 26th Stuart Dick with Adam McNally in 27th. Michael Wortman 28th with Benjamin Mears in 29th. Roy Ververke in 30th with Craig Jones in 31st. Ellery Ellicott, in 32nd with Andy Maxwell in 33rd. Rob Gray in 34th. Niels Carstensen in 35th. Joe McDonald 36th. In 37th was David Ayres. He was the last of the guys on the lead lap with Drone Ursum, Anthony Ainsworth, one lap down, and everyone else having incidents at some point during the race. Cesare Rizzo, Alex Rivet, Carl Jacquelet, Billy Rose. Puppy enjoyed that for race fun, guys.
This is just Lee. He's really just playing there with his squeaky toy. He just blames his puppy all the time. But, that's the sign that Lee enjoyed the race. That was all out. Right, let's go straight to the wheel. See who's going to be on that reverse grid pole position. Jerome Vid is for 25th, and that's completely the opposite side of the wheel, but it is full -4, so actually I don't think it's going to be a million miles off of that. But, let's have a look.
in the BSR MX5s. Wash Your Way gives you a chance to make sure that you have subscribed to the iRacing Esports Network, as well as perhaps Apex Racing TV, your broadcasters of the evening on YouTube. Also, social media for Apex Racing TV is the same tag for all of them: Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and YouTube. It's just Apex Racing TV, all one word. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. We shall see you in just a few minutes once the next session is up and running.
This is
Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network, presented this week, or tonight rather, by Apex Racing TV. We're here at race 2 of the evening for the BSR MX5 Pro Series at Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. You can see the guys lining up on the grid, and so let's quickly run through the grid order before we get started. Niels Carstensen, as we said at the end of last race, lines up on pole position, Rob Graham in second, Andy Maxwell in third with Elmar Ellicott in fourth, Craig Jones in fifth with Roy Viverke in sixth, Benjamin Mears in seventh with Michael Wortman in eighth, Adam McNally ninth with Stuart Dick in 10th, Mikey Key in 11th with Jack Ashton in 12th, Michael Barry 13th with Stephen Cooley in 14th, Martin Plowman in 15th with Martin Sampson in 16th, 17th with Scott Malcolm with Ralph Cullinan in 18th, Steve Efford 19th, Cole Hardy 20th, 21st is Lorne Murray, 22nd is Max Wright, 23rd is Al Amory, 24th is Marcelo Pagnan, and the revs are building, so we shall shut up at 24th. And so Niels Carstensen then is going to have it inside into Paddock Hill, gets an okay start. It looks like Rob Graham's got a little bit of a run on him, but shouldn't not quite be close enough as they pitch it into Paddock Hill. And in fact, he ended up losing out, so that was weird. Ellicott somehow got that position on Graham, but camera angle I looked at, it seemed pretty even between first and second. Fourth and fifth side by side behind. A little bit of contact we can hear in the background as well. Looks like they're for now getting through. I'm seeing a couple of cars dropping back though. Max Wright falling down the order. Jerome Urson falling down the order. Just getting a bit frantic as I go through Jones.
Yeah, usual thing. Gets a bit of a cluster around there, doesn't it? Oh, someone around it. I think that was Ayres, wasn't it? I think the red one is Ayres. Red Simlab.
Yeah, I see Jason Cooper, Joe McDonald falling down the order as well. So Cooper, of course, had a strong result in race 1, so yeah, he's all the way down now in 37.
Yeah, Joe McDonald. Well, he didn't want pole position because he wanted to survive this one, and yeah, well, it's all gone pear-shaped for him as well. So yeah, he has to jump back to the pits, I'm afraid.
Right, so again, at the minute, we're looking at a Swift Cooper 1-2. Ellicott just taken over first, in fact, from Carstensen on the exit of Paddock Hill, who's now under pressure from Rob Graham, but yeah, Carstensen just got swallowed up a little bit there, really, by Ellicott as they went through Paddock, and sees a little bit twitchy going into Graham Hill as well. Where on earth is Rob Graham going? Looked so quick into entry of Graham Hill. He just had no chance to get around the corner, and he's lost the place now to Benjamin Mears. Yeah,
so his teammate slips through. Adam McNally up 4 spots, goes up the inside of Graham there as well. So Rob was looking really feisty at the start of the lap, and ends up losing a couple of places. So I don't think he'll give that up too easy. Maybe keep an eye out, see if he's going to send one up the inside at Paddock Hill turn here. He decides not to, and actually McNally put the fastest lap of the race in there, 51.4, so 6 tenths faster than the front 2 as well. So he's looking strong, and I have no doubt that he'll try and challenge for the win. Going on back here, this looked very close. This is Steve Hefford and Martin Plowman right next to each other as well. So Efford up 10 spots as well. So his practice in race 1 coming through the pack is going to pay dividends here in race 2, I feel.
Yeah, like I say, big opportunities for movements through the grid. Who are our biggest movers so far? Steve Hefford up 10, Hal Amory up 10, Marcelo Pagnan again up 10, big mover again like he was in race 1. James McRitchie up 10, and then Cole Jacquelet up 10. Those are the 5-6 movers that have really made those spaces so far. As Plowman under pressure from Wortman is going to have the inside dose, should be clear into Paddock, but Wortman went pretty deep, I thought, into Paddock Hill, and it just didn't work out. He's lost his opportunity to challenge.
Yeah, and while that was going on just ahead as well, I don't know if you saw, but that was Steve Hefford gaining another place, so up 11 spots now. Very, very strong. Right, what's going on back here? This looks really, really tasty. And geez, is it somewhat. This is the battle that is for around about 25th. Someone's dropping down. Oh, a couple of cars are dropping down.
Sampson into the wall. Cooley into the wall as well.
Separate incidents as well. Just happened to end up at exactly the same spot. So it's Martin out of it. This is Key and Laumann that we are looking at as well. So Key to the inside. And yeah, gets that move done nicely. Can Plowman fight back? He has a little look straight away. And Key covering up. And yeah, we'll hold on to that position. Nicely done.
Yeah, and Plowman trying to drive off that corner to get his nose up the inside of Graham Hill, but Key covers it off from the very beginning. Saw that coming pretty early on, but actually struggles a little bit then round Graham Hill, but it's still going to have the inside when they get through McLaren into clearways. But actually he backs out of it, and so Plowman gets that position, and Key now under pressure from Wortman, who goes a little bit wide at clearways. And more contact only here in the background. Max Wright, Michael Barry falling down the order. Yeah, Michael Barry, I think, is the one that's went off at clearways there. So yeah, back up front. Still Cooper Esports leading 1-2. Still Ellicott from Cartington. And then Adam McNally now taking over that third position from Benjamin Mears. Rob Graham, Stuart Dick, and then it's Steve Hefford, who's moved up 12 spots since then.
Yeah, McNally, like you say, get on right onto the back of them. These guys have got to get a move on now, haven't they? Work together and try and stop McNally from getting in between them. I think that's the important thing. Use that slipstream wise. So 12 laps to go. It's not going to be easy. Definitely has a pace advantage over them at the moment. Last time 0.4 of a second. So yeah, just need to focus on nailing all the apexes, but more importantly, getting the exits right. That's where it's going to let them down. What's going on here? This is Stuart Dick, Rob Graham, and Hefford getting on the back of these guys now as well.
Yeah, all looking very, very racy there as Hefford shoves his nose straight up the inside, gives Dick a bump halfway around Druids as well. Somehow they both managed to scrabble through. I think Dick is going to have the space covered now as Hefford tries to stick his nose into Graham as well, but actually that time by they end up in the same order that they entered Druids. Cesaro Rizzo falling down the order, Anthony Ainsworth falling down the order as well. So yeah, more instance further back as Hefford again tries to get his nose up the inside of Graham at clearways, but doesn't look like he's quite then got the acceleration out of the corner. I don't know, he's got the toe now from Dick maybe, so that's just been enough to pull him up alongside.
Makes such a big factor, doesn't it? And you're right, alongside and the pace that he's been showing in the last couple of races, so I have no doubt to get that done, although it looks like Graham trying to fight back, and Rob's not afraid of sticking one up the inside, that's for sure. So fought him enough times in BSR TC, and he won't let these so-called, faster drivers intimidate him. If he's got an opportunity to fight back, he'll definitely take it.
Yeah, so that was good driving from Hefford there, gave him loads and loads of space at Druids, and that enabled him really to get the exit right, drive off the corner a little bit earlier and get that position into Graham Hill very nicely indeed. So yes, just so busy on all the way through the field. The whole timing screen is just filled with yellow and red interval numbers telling us that they're under a second apart all the way through the field practically. No real big gaps in the field until you get all the way down to 23rd position. And there's a 5-second gap, right? Adam McNally then battling Cartington. Cartington defends into Druids very, very early. McNally not in a position to try and go around the outside through there. So Cartington hangs on for a moment longer. Benjamin Mears still just lurking in the background there in fourth as well. So he's ready to mop up any spoils that come his way. Still a possible podium on for him if things get a little bit messy up ahead. But you see how close Adam McNally is to Cartington as they go through McLaren. Tighter line on entry for McNally. Tries to stick his nose up there, but Cartington should get the drive off the corner. And you can just see him just creeping away as they head down Brabham Straight. The inboard sound, of course, of these cars just reminds you of when you first joined iRacing in this rookie car and the amount of hours you plug away in this car before starting to work your way up brings back some good memories from a long time ago.
Yeah, indeed. I can't believe how difficult this car was to drive when you were a rookie as well. The amount of off tracks and spins and things like that. Like safety rating, you know, I'm here for safety rating. Trying your best just to only get like 10x or something like that. Oh, yeah. You know, and gaining back in those days. That was the crazy thing. Good time.
But it's still a cracking car to drive as well. You know, they did a good job with a revised Mazda, and it's still a fun car to jump into if you've got the drivers around you who can be entertaining with you. It's still a fun car. Side by side in the background, I think Plowman and Verke maybe. But yeah, Pagnan and Dick here as well, side by side, super close as they come through Paddock Hill. Dick got the outside, but Pagnan throws out of the inside, carries that tight line very, very well, and surprised that he was able to carry such apex speed and that Dick couldn't hold alongside on the outside now.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was going to have that covered and would get the lead back here, or that position back here even. So, but yeah, not to be. And now he's got like Plowman all over him as well. Having a little look in the Fury Motorsport car there. Sorry, it's SimSport, isn't it? Oh, my bad.
So starting lap 12 of 18, then still got Ellicott out in front with Cartington in second, Adam McNally, Benjamin Mears, Steve Hefford up 14 spots now, Rob Graham and Marcelo Pagnan up 17 spots now in that 7th place, then Plowman, then Dick and Verke rounding up the top 10. There's a little bit of bumping again between Dick and Plowman. Dick on the outside this time, still can't quite get the speed on the apex, tries for a little cutback on the outside but nothing doing this time by. You just see up ahead, they're just starting to spread out, thin out a little bit now. So we've got just a slight bottleneck here from Plowman and Dick as they're squabbling away. That's just backing up the 5 cars following. But yeah, at the front, it's a fair bit more spread out than we saw in race 1.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see that with the mini-map that's popped up, and a lot of little clusters, isn't there, really, on there, you know? So great, some great groups in there. So we've got this one that we're looking at right now, and then sort of head back to around about 15th, and you got this now coming through the start-finish line as well. So good sort of 5-6 cars, and actually something's going on a bit further back because that is Jason Cooper losing a whole bunch of places. So that's Ashton, Summers, Wright, Yacolet and Ayres, I think, all went past him there. So not sure quite what's gone on for him there, but got a fair bit of damage, and these guys still battling hard. Everyone just running a different racetrack out there.
It's exploring the Kent countryside, I think, on that one very nicely. But ended up managing to keep the momentum pretty well. Stayed well and truly in this pack. But Jacques there, lots of damage on the side and gets a little bit squirrely mid-corner of Graham as well. Manages to keep that rear in check. Of course, much easier in these MX5s with the low power that they have, but nonetheless kept the momentum going. Roy Verke in amongst it as they come down Brabham Straight with Stevens looking to make a move as well. And actually Amory looking like he's going to cut the inside of Verke, was it? But not quite that time.
Yeah, and Kip now around the outside of Amory if he can hold it. We've seen a few drivers try this. Again, you just can't quite get the exit speed. No, he has. So just a bit of extra momentum and then sweeps through Graham Hill, and he's going to get that place. Another car dropping down the order. One of the Swift Cooper boys. I can't click him because he keeps losing places, and I can't see him either. Where is he? So, well, he's gone. That's the thing. Could be a disqualification, maybe, Lee? that sort of situation.
Yeah,
So-
possibly. Still showing like in session according to our timing screen. So yeah, could well be was he's like I say disappeared all the way to the back of the grid. So not a good race for the two Coopers, with Jason Cooper still running down in 29th at the same time as well. Yeah, Pagnan now gained 18 positions along with Heifer just in front with 15 spots made. So looking very, very close as I went through Druids for Graham and Plowman on that one as well. They just about shake themselves out. I was going to say through Graham Hill, as Graham had a huge sideways moment and actually must have crashed. He's falling down the time screen now. But yeah, I just caught a glimpse of it on the camera of him all crossed up mid-corner into Graham. So whether he got a little tag or whether that was just overcooking it a little bit going in, not quite sure. It is surprising. It's a surprisingly difficult little corner, Graham Hill. You know, the breaking point coming down the hill from Druids can be there's no real brake markers, is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. So you just by rhythm and just by muscle memory going for your brake marker, and it's very easy as you come across from the other side of a track from Druids to the right hand side for the entry of Graham, just to maybe touch a little bit of grass on turning and have that rear step away from you mid corner. Super easy done, as I found in my my one real life race here at Brands, probably nearly 10 years ago now, where I had a little half spin right on this mark because the rear got away.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. It's the fact there's no curb or anything, is it? It's just that you can just nick that bit of grass, and around she goes, no matter what car appears you drive in. And good to know it does the same in real life as well.
Oh yeah, sure does.
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
At least it wasn't a trip through a gravel through a paddock that we're seeing all these guys working their way through here. That would have been much more expensive, I suspect, in real life than we're seeing here. So Cartenson's brought back a little bit now, hasn't he? Had we seen Adam McNally get past him? I don't think we had, right? So yeah, Cartenson now relegated down to third position. McNally looking pretty racy and looking to make the move on Ellicott for first position anytime soon. Just as Cartenson's under lots of pressure from Steve Hefford. Hefford taking that very, very line through McLaren into clearways. He's really got the car hooked up round here, and he's already up alongside.
If we can see this overtake, I'm going to then spool up the replay very quickly of where McNally got into second. So let's see if Hefford will get this and hold it. We've got half a lap to get the replay showing. So right, there's the overtake. Is he going to get back to him? He might do. We might have to wait till after the race, I think, to show this. As once again, he's going to get the exit here. I'll stay with it. I'll spoil it up afterwards.
Good job from Hefford, giving plenty of space on the apex as well, making sure he was in a position to get a run off the corner. Adam McNally's just dropped back a little bit now, so his challenge, the race lead, is over on the final lap. So Elmer Ellicott leading pretty much the whole way through, with back markers getting involved though. Actually, I'm busy yapping away. All of a sudden, McNally's right on him, having got backed up into clearways there, but Ellicott somehow survives it, crosses the line, takes the second win out of two races for Swift Cooper Esports. Adam McNally then in second. Steve Hefford does take that third position, cracking podium, 16 spots gained from his grid position.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, look at this little battle to the finish line there. Pretty much as they exited the final turn there, but nice and close. That's what we like to see. Few people scrambling to the line, but everyone seems to be holding on to their positions. No one really close enough to make any kind of impact. Right, let's just quickly, while we're waiting for those few, let's see the move that McNally did to get himself into second place. So coming off of Paddock Hill into Druids, going to be late on the brakes, a little bit sideways, nothing doing there. Some good hard racing side by side, bit of door contact, but yeah, got the move done. Lovely.
Yeah, seemed like Cartenson saw him a little bit too late. Tried to move over to defend on the entry, but it was just already alongside, and then really went for a super tight apex, even though McNally was on the inside of him, and yeah, nothing doing in the end. Right, so that strangely, that felt like a slightly less frantic race than race one, even though the guys were contending with reverse grid as well. But nonetheless, action the whole way through. As I said, second race win for a Swift Cooper Esport car, with Elmar Ellicott taking the race win in race two. Adam McNally then in second, with Steve Hefford taking the final podium position in third. Niels Cartensen then, starting from pole position, ending up down in 4th place. Benjamin Mearson in 5th with Masalo Pagnan in 6th. Martin Plowman in 7th with Stuart Dick in 8th. Kip Stevens 9th with James Link Ritchie taking 10th position. Al Amri in 11th with Mikey Key in 12th. Roy Ververke 13th with Peter Van Gool in 14th. Adam Delmont in 15th with Ralph Cullinan in 16th. Scott Malcolm in 17th with Cole Hardy in 18th. In 19th is Ashley Beard, and 20th is Michael Wortman. 21st, David Hampson with Jack Ashton. 22nd, Charlie Summers. 23rd, Jamie Ayres. 24th, Carl Jacquelet. 25th with Jason Cooper. 26th, Max Wright. 27th, Nick McCarron in 28th with Savaro Rizzo in 29th. Jerome Urson then in 30th, Lorne Murray 31st, David Ayres 32nd, Rob Graham 33rd, Billy Rose and Andy Maxwell then are the last cars finishing on the lead lap, with Alex Rivet in 36th, 1 lap down along with Craig Jones. So those will be the last 2 cars eligible for the reverse grid. Luke Cooper, Michael Barry, Anthony Ainsworth, Martin Andy Maxwell is Billy Rose going to be lining up alongside him for race 3 of the evening. So again, we should be back shortly once the new session is up, and again, opportunity to go in and visit our Apex Racing TV's Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. If you're enjoying our content, like and follow, as well as subscribe on YouTube, both to Apex Racing TV and to this channel, the iRacing Esports Network. So we shall see you in just a few minutes' time for race 3. Evening iRacers, welcome back to Race 3 of the evening on iRacing Esports Network, brought to you by Apex Racing TV. Let's quickly go through the grid for Race 3 of the BSR MX5 Pro Series. Andy Maxwell lining up on pole with Billy Rose in second, Rob Graham third, David Ayres fourth, Lorne Murray in fifth with Joe Nursen in sixth, Desire Rizzo seventh, Nick McCarron in eighth, Max Wright ninth, Jason Cooper in 10th with Cole Jacquelet in 11th, Jamie Ayres in 12th with Charlie Summers in 13th, Jack Ashton 14th with Dave Hampson in 15th, Michael Wartman 16th, Ashley Beers 17th, Cole Hardy 18th, Scott Malcolm in 19th, Ralph Cullen in 20th. 21st is Adam Delmont, 22nd is Peter Van Gaal, 23rd Roy Viverke, 24th Mikey Key, 25th Al Amory, 26th James McRitchie, 27th Kip Stevens, 28th Stuart Dick, and we will stop as we hear the revs build. Andy Maxwell then on the inside for Paddock Hill, Billy Rose on the outside. Look how sideways the car got on that crazy camber that you have on the start-finish line. Andy Maxwell looked like he's still got a good start though, and in fact Billy Rose is the one under pressure from Rob Graham. Graham sticking his nose in the inside of Paddock Hill, but actually Rose driving straight off that corner much quicker. All fanning out in the background. How's it going to shape up? They all try and take that inside line, a bit pure cars on the inside.
I thought I saw a whole host of yeah, he's got it under control. But yeah, sorry, I thought I saw a whole host of jump starts as well in the background, Lee. So well, let's keep an eye, see if anyone goes into the pits. But there's definitely a few puff of smokes before the lights had gone out as well. Definitely some drivers around a bit further back as well. You can see them highlighted, or they flash red on the mini-map to indicate the off track. So yeah, just two that seem to be really dropped down. They are Ashton and David Ayres. But yeah, good start from everybody else, it would appear. See if anyone comes into the pits.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye out for that. Yeah, I'm
seeing
lots
what is
of
going on
in the background.
Oh, that's because there's absolutely mayhem on the straight, still kicking off as well. I think we are going to need to try and avoid some of these wrecks, but I think we are actually going to need to find where this all started. Mick Barry looked like probably the first driver to actually be classed. It was already going off before that. There we go, spin in, and yeah, oh, bang into the wall. Just went from like crazy speeds to nothing. So yeah, probably not a bad camera angle to kind of catch everyone actually in the end. So one more time, just see him try and come through this. But yeah, so where exactly that started, there was a car into the pits as well, so there definitely was some jump starts, but geez. Yeah, not sure where it started, Lee, but there's 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 cars involved in that.
Yeah, and I'm seeing more movement from the front. Rob Graham falling down the field, Max Wright moving around as well. But Andy Maxwell still at the front, Rose in second, then Jason Cooper, then Lorne Murray, then Jamie Ayres as they're battling into Graham Hill for that fifth position. Looks like Jamie Ayres is, Lorne Murray just about holding onto that as they come. Cool car in the grass, I think that was a back mark, I think. Oh, lots more movement and contact into McLaren. 3, 4, 5 more cars involved in that one. Jacquelet falling down, as is Lorne Murray, as is Max Wright, as is Nick McCarron. And it's affecting more cars as more contactors are all trying to sort themselves out. Nick McCarron,
he kind of vanished off the screen for me, and then he just reappeared after getting absolutely wiped out. So yeah, poor Nick, innocent victim there. While he was off the circuit, I think he was just trying to avoid the spins that were going off ahead through the final corner, and then it's a nightmare, isn't it, around there? Because the corner just goes away from you, trying to desperately recover back to the circuit, and you can't. But what that has done is let our pole sitter get 1.5 seconds clear at the front from Jason Cooper. I mean, it's a tall order to hold on to it from Cooper from there, I have to say, especially as it's down 0.3 of a second already in that one corner.
Yeah, so it gave him that chance to have a little bit of a breakaway, but last time right, there was half a second difference between them. But yeah, slow-moving car on the outside, trying to keep well out of the way that time by.
What's Heathered?
So, Maxwell loses the rear. He's doing as good a job as he could, trying to hold on to it all the way around. Yeah, it was very, very close. But kept it out of the wall at least, no damage. But yeah, he's lost that lead position to be right in the middle of the pack now as they all file into joints.
Delmont on the outside of Rizzo, I believe that is. Yep, gets the move done on the Simlab car. And very close for second place here. Yeah, so second and third. This is Jamie Ayres. So Ayres once again fighting up towards the front. Now got Charlie Summers tucked up behind him. So these guys seem to be pretty inseparable. They've been right with each other for race 1 and race 3, I believe.
Yeah, and Summers trying to push his way through on the inside down, hit straight, going to be in strong position for Paddock Hill. Can Ayres get it slowed down enough? Looked like he just went in a little bit hot, went wider than he wanted to, even allowing for that space on the inside. Loses position, car fast into the wall, into the background. Peter Van Gool, that was, just speared into the wall at 100 mile an hour, it looked like, from our camera view, and that car is toast.
Big old pack here as well, sort of around. This starts from what is 7th place, goes all the way back to 18th. So big old gaggle here. Definitely classes as a gaggle, I'm surely.
Yeah, definitely feels like it on this small circuit as well. Like I say, really quickly fills up the circuit. You see in a track map how pretty much half the track there was covered by the entire field after just 6 or 7 laps. So yeah, absolutely frantic through here. We're coming into the slightly messy part of the evening where, you know, guys who have had tough first 2 races have now got less to lose and taking maybe more risks and going for more moves and just causing these events. We've got down to 32 cars still on track and running. So yeah, be a fair old attrition rate already. And more contact we're hearing in Druids, nose to tail as they go through. Michael Wortman in amongst that as well, down in 16th position as Verke looked to have a little bit of move on the car in front of him, and Pagnan bridged the gap there to Cullen in 9th.
Where to look at that little pack
more
right
contact
now.
again. Roy Verke getting a tag from Rob Graham, it was, in McLaren. Thought Verke was going to end up spinning out, but no, not quite so bad. Delmont makes a spot on Billy Rose.
Still going on as well. So around the outside, Rose. Oh, he thought about it, didn't he? Checked up out of it, and could cost him another place here as well, because that's Rizzo looking. Don't think he's quite got the overlap he wanted. I did hear another car in the background getting sideways, I feel.
Ooh, and Rizzo getting sideways as well. Took too much curb on the inside of Graham Hill, got all crossed up and lost that momentum on exits.
What's going on at the front? Well, what's going on at the front is we have Swift Cooper Esports 1 and 2 again. Seems to be where they've been all night long so far, and the last few weeks as well. Really come into this championship in the early rounds with crazy dominant fashion. And yeah, Cooper and Summers really flying. Jamie Ayres, he's trying to give them a bit of run for their money, but just not quite getting there at the moment. So halfway through the race, let's see how that evolves. But they're 3.2 seconds ahead of Adam Delmont now, Lee.
Yeah, that battle between, I think, Delmont and Rose has really allowed the leaders to break away, like you say. Top 3 then off on their own as... which car was that? Was that Rizzo again? Rizzo, I think it was, getting all crossed up on Graham Hill. Did somehow manage to keep it going, but way out of control. Scott Malcolm now defending from the silo. Pagnan, who's again moving through the field. Pagnan up 21 spots this race. He's had huge movements every single race so far. And this is another one bringing him up into 9th position.
Yeah, I'd say, well, another driver that's moved up a lot of spots and doesn't get featured too much is Joe McDonald as well. So he's in 19th, and of course he went out really early in the last race as well. So up 24, biggest mover so far as I can see. So great job from Joe out there.
Right, so at the back of the top 10, then Scott Malcolm is hanging on to that 10th position. He's under lots of pressure from Jerome Urson as they go through Graham Hill, off track there for Malcolm. And we see 2 cars further back as well, Plowman and Maxwell super close as they came off Graham Hill as well, but no move happening quite at the moment. We've got quite big gaps then from 17th position back as they're all thinned out a little bit more, 1.5 to 2 second gaps from there. So it's really 18th forward that we're seeing this real pack of cars all the way up to that 10th position that we're watching. Ooh, and Plowman and Maxwell and side by side. Maxwell recovering from that half spin that he had through Paddock Hill. Maxwell on the outside, Plowman on the inside. Plowman takes lots of curve, holds tight to the inside. Are we going to see Maxwell flash around the left? We're not. So Plowman gets that position. Rizzo we've been seeing getting crossed up numerous times already this race, and evidently he's had one too many and had a proper spin that time.
Yeah, let's have a look, see exactly how that happened. Oh, it's close to Rose, so going to be from a battle. You can see the damage he's got in his car. It just hits the grass on the outside there, full throttle and into the wall. Yeah, it can happen. Bit unsighted as well coming off there, and I wonder if that sort of hampered his line there and didn't quite realise exactly how wide he was. But yeah, paid the ultimate price.
Yeah, so from challenging for a top 5 spot, yeah, now down into 16th place for Rizzo. Back at the front, it's still looking pretty close to the Swift Cooper cars. Jason Cooper still leading from Charlie Summers in formation. Jamie Ayres' challenge looks like it's just fading ever so slightly as he's a second further back, but so he's certainly the only guy able to stick with the leaders for now. So yeah, one little issue, one little bit of squabbling between those two, and Jamie could certainly be right back in there again.
Or a back marker. There is a back marker just ahead as well. You know, they just got to get in the way half a second, and that brings him right into the, you know, where you get the kind of mega slipstream sort of half second. Oh, running wide, and didn't lose any time too much there. Oh, that's too deep. He's trying hard, and he very hard, and actually, you know what, it's I don't know about it for you. Whenever I try that hard, I'm always losing a tenth or two.
That's it.
Like you say, back it off just a fraction, and just everything just smooth. The tyres don't overheat, and you just have that much more grip suddenly for mid-corner apex speed, and you go that bit quicker.
And so right on cue then we can see a back marker lurking ahead of Cooper and Summers in front of us, blinking away as well, which is going to be awfully worrying for Cooper as he comes through. But fortunately, back marker lifts and allows all 3 of them by. Zayas going to get by as well. He is. So good driving there. But yeah, back marker we saw getting involved at the end of race 2 last time, so for sure could see the same this time by as well. Right, biggest movers of this race so far: Adam Delman up 17, Kip Stevens up 21, Marcelo Pagnan up 23, Martin Plowman up 19, and Joe McDonald, even though he's down in 18th position, up 25 positions.
Yeah, great job, Joe. Did that already, but he's pointing, I think, because some of the AMs don't get the credit when they fly up through this field. But Rizzo sending one up the inside of him, trying to work his way back after his mistake. Fortunate, I guess, Rizzo, that he hit that tyre barrier, like, you know, full front. So yeah. Oh, someone got disqualified. Oh, and well, we've cursed him. Yeah, sorry, Joe. Oh, come on. So, what was such a great run? Get it going, mate. Get it going. No, that car is toast. Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, it's gone.
Oh, watch out for the cars behind. Still trying. Oh, no. Okay, that was looking like that was about to get messy again as we cut away
jump
the back of
He's in the pits
20.
now. He's out of the way. So,
okay, let's see. Yeah, much closer up front all of a sudden than Cooper and Summers. Less than 2 tenths. Jamie Ayres has dropped back a little bit more since we were last year as well, though, so he's dropped back another second. So it looks like the leaders have just maybe pulled the pin a little bit as they come to the last few laps. And yeah, Summers really putting the pressure on now. Let's have a look at how this shapes up as we come through. So Cooper feeling the need to defend quite rightly as they come up to Paddock Hill. Back marker up ahead as well. Charlie Summers looks to the outside. He's going to have to try a cut back if he wants to make a move into Druids. Misses the apex zone on the back. Still got a decent run off Paddock Hill, to be fair. I was surprised how close he was to the back of Cooper, considering he missed the apex by sort of 5 foot on the first corner of the lap. But still looking very, very busy behind the wheel for these guys as they work their way through. Going to catch a back marker maybe down the front straight, I reckon. So that's going to work out pretty nicely for these two as they come by. But yeah, just 3 tenths between them as damaged car tries to stay out of the way on the grass on the inside. Alright, so back marker does duly stay well out of the way. Summers no closer to Cooper this time by, so Cooper's going to have a little bit more of a relaxed time of things as they come through Paddock Hill. And actually, Summers wasn't really helped massively by the back marker there, still was there on corner entry, so Summers having to take that tighter line. But both taking very similar lines through Druids, that sort of early turning, hogging the curb on the inside all the way through. And it's a little bit busier back here for 6th and 7th as or 7th and 8th, sorry, which we're around, are we? Yeah, 6th and 7th, sorry, between Pagnan and Rose. So Pagnan trying to get his way around the outside there. Going to be in a strong position now for Graham Hill. And Rose does, well, back out of it. And I thought he was going to have a sneaky look up the inside, but there's really not enough braking into Graham Hill there. So Pagnan, yeah, another spot made, 6th position, up 24 places.
Yeah, and Rose needs to remember he's winning the AM class. That's the important thing right now. He doesn't want to fight too hard and let Rafe Cullinan, it's just 1.5 seconds behind, get a run on him in this final lap. You know, he's got enough buffer. So here we go then. 0.3 of a second. What's going to go? Are they going to bring it home like this, or are we going to have a little battle on the final lap? They've got 1.8 seconds over Ayres. I can't see them doing anything too rash, that's surely.
No, I think we're looking done unless someone makes a big mistake. As you say, final lap of the race. Only a couple of tenths in it, but there's no braking zones really remaining now. So as they turn into McLaren, start working their way through clearways, looks like Jason Cooper's going to take yet another win for Swift Cooper Esports. So it's 2 1-2s and an extra win on top for Swift Cooper Esports so far for the evening. But Charlie Summers gave it a good push towards the end there as they both come across the line up against the pit wall. Jamie Ayres taking this very, very strong 3rd position, the only other car in sight of the leaders. Then Adam Delmont, Kip Stevens, and there is Marcelo Pagnan making that progress through the field.
Yeah, will Malcolm hold on from Plowman? Plowman does get a good run here, but just don't think it's going to be enough to get alongside. Very short, isn't it, a straight? There is some battling going on here between Alex Rivet and is that Ashley Beard? I think it was Beard.
Yep.
But yeah, Rivet just sending one up the inside on the final corner, and yeah, well, he gets the move, gets the position, close to. Paul Yacolet tucked up behind David Ayres, but too far away to do anything. Nick McCarron, he's still running after what was, I think he might have been a lap down. But yeah, still running, even though he got absolutely clobbered, didn't he, earlier on when he was trying to rejoin the circuit. And yeah, just got absolutely smashed. So. Right, everyone has finished. Let's bring those results up.
Right, so race 3 of the evening, as we said, goes to Jason Cooper, only by just over a tenth in the end from Charlie Summers. Jamie Ayres then taking that podium spot in 3rd. Adam Delmont in 4th with Kip Stevens 5th. Marcelo Pagnan, Billy Rose 6th and 7th. Ralph Cullinan in 8th with Scott Malcolm in 9th. Martin Plowman taking 10th position with Jerome Ursum in 11th. Roy Viverke 12th. Rob Graham in 13th. Max Wright in 14th with Andy Maxwell in 15th. Cesaro Rizzo 16th. Alex Rivet in 17th. Ashley Beard in 18th. In 19th position is Craig Jones, and 20th is Dave Hampson. 21st was Lorne Murray with Michael Wortman in 22nd. David Ayres 23rd with Carl Jacquelet in 24th. Martin Sampson 25th with Mikey Key in 26th. Luke Cooper 27th. Nick McCarron 28th. Those are the last 2 cars eligible for the reverse grid. Everyone else is 2 laps more or down. Hefford, Mears, McDonald, Ashton, Van Gool, who we saw having that big incident at Paddock Hill, Cartenson, Hardy, and Ainsworth, all many laps down. So yeah, last 2 cars on the grid, McCarron, and are eligible for that reverse grid. Sorry.
Yeah, crazy difference from what we had in the first 2 races. You know, first 2 races, loads of cars on the lead lap, and just a few on 1 lap down as well. So
yeah, so those couple of front row. So, one more race of the evening to go. One last opportunity for anyone to try and make up for any lost points that they feel they were hard done by in the previous 3 races. I dare say we're going to see some instance in this final race of the evening as they all go for it around this final short little circuit at Brands Hatch. So we'll be back in a few minutes once the session is up here on iRacing Esports Network. Good evening, iRacers. Welcome back to the iRacing Esports Network and the final round of evening for the BSR MX5 Pro Series. We can see it's rolling into darkness here as we see Martin Sampson leading the field in P1. Carl Jacquelet then lining up alongside him in second, David Ayres in third, Michael Waltman fourth, Lord Murray fifth is as far as we're going to get because we can already hear the revs building. And so as the lights go, a little bit of wheel spin on the inside. That inside section seems to be really tricky to get away from. But Jacquelet already up and alongside, going to have the momentum as they head round the outside into Paddock Hill. Jacquelet cuts right across the nose almost of Sampson.
Oh!
Actually, Sampson has a big instant, takes out the third and fourth car, ends up in the middle of the track. Oh my God, it's going to be huge. And that's going to be half the field gone. Oh boy, the timing screen is just... like I'm watching Tetris on the timing screen as all the blocks fall down the page. But okay, that's crazy. We'll have to see the replay. Like Jacquelet entered really wide and just cut very, very tight on Sampson. Didn't really give any particular room at the apex. And from my camera angle, not certain if contact was made, but from the way then the car reacted, of course, we're going to presume that there was. But awful start to the race. Yeah, at a glance, I think everyone back from 28th back were pretty well involved in that incident.
Yeah, I think so. Let's bring the mini map up, and you can sort of see how much it's sort of separated back.
Yeah,
up,
18th back maybe.
So a lot of cars out as well, a lot in the pits now. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 6 that have definitely retired already. So yeah, and then a whole gaggle that's very much involved in it. Well, we'll collect ourselves back up and 12 laps to the end. Who have we got at the front? Carl Jacquelet, Lorne Murray and Craig Jones. So surely good opportunities for these guys. Actually, there's a whole bunch of AMs right at the front, all the way down to 7th place. Surely these guys have got a great opportunity to pick up an overall win. Because look, they're actually broken away quite nicely from the rest of that pack as well. Martin Plowman, Kip Stevens, 8th and 9th, 6.8 seconds back. So they've got a lot of traffic to get through.
And so, yeah. Alex Rivet back there in 5th looked very, very blinky. He disappeared for a long time on, there we go, as he goes again. So that is going to be tricky for the guys driving around him, seeing how they can cope. We'll see if he even comes back. Doesn't look, and there he is. He finally comes back from 5th. So yeah, we'll see how that develops. But like you say, yeah, top 6, 7 cars looking like they're breaking away. And in fact, the top 4 even now are trying to break away from 5th and 6th as well. As back at the 13th, 14th position, that was looking pretty busy as well.
Yeah, for the lead then.
Lord Murray then, yeah, dives up the inside of Carl Jacquelet. Jacquelet gives it a lot more space this time on the apex, but Murray almost does the same on the inside, but that was because he took too much curb, but just about managed to hold on to it. Almost lost the rear of the car. Almost a carbon copy of the first lap. So yeah, top 4 cars then all ending up together a little bit more now as to that battle at the front. Carl Jacquelet super wide. Then we've got, as I say, Alex Rivet, Rob Graham 5th and 6th, and then another gap back to Plowman 7th for Verke, and Delmont and Kip Stevens currently was in 10th, now Luke Cooper in 10th. Malcolm
having a bit of a battle with Summers, but Summers is cleanly through now, and all of a sudden Mia's having a look on Malcolm as well. Result Clothing versus Automech.
Yeah, it looks like Malcolm's got the drive off the corner well enough, a little bit of tow maybe from the car ahead as well, so Mias has to settle back in. We can see him 2 by 2 in the background, sort of around 20th or so. There we go, that's a good guess, exactly 20th. Steve Hefford just not quite hanging on to 19th position as they all just struggling with the rear as the road just obviously massively drops away through Paddock Hill and contact, and that's going to take out another car as well. Steve Hefford taken out with Jack Ashton, so he has contact under the braking zone, and that just speared him straight into the barrier.
We were thinking actually the stewards were not going to have a great deal to do at the end of this meeting based on the first 2 rounds, but yeah, it's come alive, and I feel like there's going to be quite a few protests sent in at the end of this one.
Yeah, so it's been, you know, these last 2 races especially, yeah, pretty pretty heavy on incidents, so we'll see how it all turns out as the top 4 go through. Craig Jones taking a huge chunk of inside curb as he went through paddock. Lorne Murray not close enough for a move, but just trying to maybe put Jacquelet off a little bit. But yeah, top 4 absolutely together now. And in fact, Alex Rivet just trying to bridge that gap in 5th position, trying to make that gap closer so he can get onto the toe of Max Wright in that 4th position. And so as they come through clearways, then look like Lorne Murray's going to be in a good position to challenge, I think, Jacquelet for Paddock Hill this time by. Martin Plowman doing the same on Rob Graham, almost pushing him through the front of the pits there. As Martin Plowman now on the outside, Rob Graham on the inside. Lorne Murray did take the lead, Alex. Lorne Murray ahead of Cole Jacquelet now through Paddock Hill. So they're side by side as they come through Druids. Or I just saw a flash of Murray and Jacquelet again, still battling away for that 1st position.
Yeah, switch back to that and watch once again.
Yeah, so Jacquelet did just about hold on to it in the end, but it switched back and forth twice. Now you see that is 5 cars now, so thanks to that squabbling Rivet, has now made it to that front pack of Plowman and Graham in the background again, side by side as they come through McLaren. Graham getting a little bit of contact from Delmont behind as well, I think.
They're not quite halfway through, but they've still got a little bit of a gap, have they, at the front, so they'll be hoping these guys battle pretty hard. Plowman going to have to go around the outside if he's going to make it work. That's on Rob Graham. He's got a good run. Of course, Graham has got the inside into Druids, and that's Adam Delmont in there as well. He's thinking about maybe going up the middle, but decides better off. A little bit of contact with Graham just to get him going. Can't really decide where he wants to put his car, but does have a little look up the inside of Rob there. Delmont definitely looks like the sort of one of the quicker guys. I mean, Luke Cooper coming through actually very quick as well. He is got 4 seconds to the leaders, so if he can get through this pack quickly and actually straight up the inside with a great little sneaky move from Adam Delmont, so he comes back through. And that's one thing with experience of racing with Delmont, will definitely throw a late move in there. Good on the brakes is Adam.
Yeah, so he's still got the inside then on Cooper as they come into Paddock Hill. Cooper has to drop back in the end, trying to get a drive off, but actually drops back quite a long way. So Delmont now looking like he could challenge for Graham as they come through. Druids right onto the gearbox of Graham as they went through the corner there, in contact behind 2 cars into the barrier. Stevens and Summers, both involved in that. I think they just got tangled up, I think, through Druids.
Bring this up as well. This is where Lorne Murray got the lead. The inside of Druids. Pretty sort of standard move, and actually almost cost Jacquelet 2nd place, but going to hold on to this. Oh, and actually was a bit of contact there as well. Does that push? That did indeed, I think, push Jones wide, and that's why he's dropped to the back of that sort of top 5. But let's bring this back live.
Yeah, so Max Wright up into 2nd now, up alongside Cole Jacquelet as they come into Druids. And Max Wright takes that position, and Jacquelet now under more pressure from Alex Rivet in that 4th position. Looks like his connection maybe has settled down a little bit now as we've gone through the race, which is good to see. A little bit of smoke ahead from one of the back markers, I think, coming up, so he's getting well out of the way, so that is good to see. Max Wright actually got Jacquelet all over the back of him again very quickly as Jacquelet goes a little bit deep, maybe through McLaren. Now we'll see what kind of effect that has on his exit off of clearways. No, so didn't really gain him anything that time by. So Lorne Murray, then Max Wright, then Cole Jacquelet, then Alex Rivet, then Craig Jones. Martin Plowman just moving up into 5th, so Craig Jones now down into 6th. Adam Delmont 7th, Cooper 8th, Graham in 9th, Roy Verkate in 10th. As Craig Jones trying to go up the inside on Druids, but has to relinquish that position still in that 6th place.
I really wanted to see an Am win this one, but time is ticking, and so what are we now? 2.8 seconds, something like that. 2.4 seconds for Plowman. So coming through. He's got a lot of cars still to get through, though, to get to Murray. And Murray's starting to build a little lead on Max Wright as well. So Murray might be able to hold on.
Yeah, as you say, it's going to be 6 laps remaining now as they cross the line. So we'll see how difficult it's going to be for the pros to work their way through. Adam Delmont trying to get around Craig Jones again, around the outside of Paddock Hill. Gets a good drive off the corner, it looks like. Where is Jones going to appear? Is he going to flash up on the right? Yeah, Delmont leaving the apex space still, but then maybe cuts back at the end, so maybe just about cleared Jones at the end there. Delmont now got the high ground into Paddock Hill, into Graham rather, as we see the cars ahead here side by side. Plowman and Jacqueline side by side as they went through Graham, and Plowman still in 5th place.
Yeah, he almost needs a car a lap or car every other lap, doesn't he? I think at this minute, if he's going to get this win. And of course, Delmont's back with him now for a bit of company. And actually, Delmont gets a far better exit off of Clearways there.
Yeah, it doesn't really look too early to make a move into Paddock, but then does take the inside line. Oh, Jacqueline misses his brake marker. Rear steps out, loses 2 positions there. So yeah, I thought Plowman wasn't quite going to be able to make that move, but just glided up inside as Delmont tries to come straight back at him and actually might just about get the drive off the corner ready for Graham Hill. He does. So Delmont just puts a little bit of a dent in Plowman's plans there. And we can see those front 3 cars just away, still at the front 2.5 seconds ahead of these guys. As yeah, Delmont defending hard from Cooper now as well, who suddenly snuck past Plowman. Where did Cooper come from?
Yeah, I know. 22 spots he's up, so they're just absolutely flying through this pack. So, but they're 3.8 seconds behind the leaders now. So that's just that one lap. That bit of squabbling from that lap has cost them 1.2 seconds. Let's have a look what the lap times are when they cross the line. I say that, and the times. So 52.2s for our leader. It's actually only 53.4 for Plowman. You see, a couple of cars really hurt him.
Yeah, so that bit of squabbling, as you said, for sure has put a huge dent in his challenge to get on the podium now, as Lorne Murray still got Max Wright and Alex Rivet for close company. Alex Rivet looking like he's the one to make a move sooner rather than later, as they both go a little bit wide on entry. Rivet trying to get the drive off the corner, a little bit wider on exit as well. Max Wright, of course, got the toe of Murray in front, so Rivet is going to struggle, I think, to really close enough down the front straight. Indeed, he's going to have to hold station still for now. In the background, Edward Delmont still in 4th, Luke Cooper 5th, and still Martin Plowman in that 6th position. And in fact, Delmont's just got a little bit of a gap almost over Cooper and Plowman behind. So he's leading the charge for the pros, trying to catch up to his lead freeze. What the lap time's more like that time by. So Delmont, the only car in the whole field almost in the 51s, half a second or more quicker than the leaders last time by. But yeah, right under lots and lots of pressure from Alex Rivet now as they come through McLaren into Clearways. Again, good tight line, that time mid-corner. And we'll see if, again, Rivet can get the drive. So
probably not the best of drive off the corner, but the slipstream is kicking in, so he will have a look. Oh, he has looked to the outside, and actually Wright does the sensible thing, just plants his car right in the middle of the track and makes it very difficult for Rivet to know which way to go.
Yeah, as in the background, Cooper was going very, very wide through the exit of Paddock Hill, but survives. Delmont is almost here, look, almost with the lead free, but Lorne Murray just got that slight gap still on P2 and P3, but I think Alex Rivet is going to feel those cars come in behind very, very quickly. It's going to be a 6-car train soon.
2 laps to go. I'm not sure they're going to get there, to be honest.
No, it might have a sniff at a podium, but I think that looks like that's going to be the limit as to what is possible. Well, it looks like Rivet got a better run off of Clearways that time, but actually moves out the slipstream very early, so isn't going to be really in a position for a move into Paddock Hill. And so maybe this is his plan, trying to get the cut back almost on Paddock Hill. So Wright goes very, very defensive. Rivet on the outside. Max Wright much later on the brakes. So Rivet really was pretty cautious, it turned out, on entry there. I thought he was going to have a sniff at hanging on round the outside, but just did not work out. Delmont now on the back of Rivet. Lord Murray still 1.6 seconds down the road as well, so he's doing a good job. And contact between second and third. Max Wright getting pushed around by Alex Rivet. Right, tagged the second time as well. More spins. So second, third, and fourth all having a little half spin. That allows Cooper into second, Plowman into third, and more contact as they're trying to get themselves all straightened out. Final lap.
Wow.
So Lord,
sealed it surely for Murray.
Yep.
Just not going to make a mistake in this one. 4 seconds clear. And then we've got Luke Cooper, so Swift Cooper Esports get another podium out of that. They certainly weren't looking like that. Yeah, amazing turnaround. Martin Plowman back into podium position as well.
Yeah, it was unfortunate there. It's just running so close to each other, and that contact was very early, almost sort of in McLaren rather than Clearways, and it just took that long for Wright to finally lose control of the back of McLaren, unfortunately. So yeah, so Lord Murray then about to be crossing the line, taking the win for the evening by 4 seconds in the end. So congratulations on that race for victory in the darkness of Brands Hatch. Luke Cooper then, as I said, in second position, and Martin Plowman coming across in third.
Pretty close there, that Ricard Gaggle. What else have we got going on further back? Oh, possible fight for the line with Hefford and James McRitchie. Although I think Ritchie's not going to get it. And actually, we've got a slow car, which is that's Adam Delmont, of course, with the damage from earlier on with that little the accident on the penultimate lap. He finishes in 20th, so gutted with that as well. What was looking good for Delmont.
Yeah, so shame about the instance just in that penultimate lap there. Like I say, really shook up the top 5 positions. Otherwise, as you say, we could have seen potentially an AM 1, 2, 3. But yeah, Lord Murray did take the victory, holding on for the amateur drivers, denying the victory for the pros. But top 10 mostly filled by those AMs. Only 3 pro drivers in top 10.
Let's get the results up.
Okay, so for the final race of the evening then, Lord Murray takes the win by 4 seconds. Once he managed to muscle his way past Jacqueline, like 2/3 of the way through the race, something like that, I guess. He then managed pretty much the whole time to keep that little bit of a buffer to the cars behind. And he needed it because we saw how messy it got behind. So that really did save him and allow him to take that race victory. Luke Cooper then in second, Martin Plowman in third, final podium position. Rob Graham finishes in fourth with Craig Jones in fifth. Roy Ververke in sixth with Benjamin Mears in seventh. Carl Jacqueline finished down in eighth after running strong for most of the race. Adam McNally in ninth with Alex Rivet again down in 10th after challenge for that podium spot. Peter Van Gorn 11th, Scott Malcolm 12th, and there's Max Wright in 13th again, the other car at the front earlier on. Stuart Dick in 14th, Nick McCarron 15th, Peter Rose in 16th with Kip Stevens in 17th, Steve Hefford in 18th with James Ritchie in 19th, Adam Delmont 20th with Andy Maxwell in 21st, Joe McDonald 22nd, Stephen Cooley 23rd, Anthony Ainsworth 24th with Joe Nursam in 25th, Mike Key 26th, Cole Hardy 27th, David Ayres in 28th and Jamie Ayres in 29th. They were the last of the cars on the lead lap. Marcelo Pagnan, that time, not making his charge through the field, finishing a lap down in 30th. Niels Carlson, the same in one lap down. And everyone else then finished with incidents earlier on in the race. Ellicott, Ashton, Summers, Rizzo, Sampson, Wortman, Hampson, Beard, Colin, Al Amory, and Barry. How many people do we have on those 18 laps down? So we got 7 on that page. I think there was 1 on the previous page as well. So yeah, 8 cars. Okay, no, there wasn't any. So 7 cars out lap 1 and another one on lap 2.
Yeah, you have to think Cooper probably just limped it back to the pits there, really. So he got the lap in, but was involved. Crazy. All right, I think we've got maybe a few people to have a quick chat with. We'll drag Adam in. He always likes to have a quick word with us. Mr. McNally, welcome.
Good evening.
How was how was your evening?
Mixed. Race, got the qualifying 10th, great. Got on the grid, forgot I hadn't put my fuel in. Jumped back to the pits and missed the start. Had to start from 42nd. So, but then race 2, obviously second, had a good race with the 2 Cooper lads. Race 3, 2 laps and I was dead. But race 4, that was the best one. 40th to 9th, I think. Seemed to be able to make my way through the field quite decently.
And how did the Excite boys do?
We had a couple of DNFs, but it's expected on a short little track like this. One accident happens and it tends to collect quite a few drivers.
Well, what we saw in race 2 and 3 really, but race 3 and 4 specifically was it's a nightmare when it's the person at the very front, unfortunately, that just gets a little sideways and just the whole pack just files through. I mean, what did you think, and what was your your view of that crash?
Which the last one? Like I said, I was 40th. I was one of the last people to arrive, so I was all right. I made up about 12, 13 places or something.
Nice.
I didn't even really overtake a car, so it worked out well for me.
Yeah, so it's just smoke and cars everywhere, and you're just able to pluck your way through.
Yeah, definitely.
Any sort of shout outs or anything you want to do while you're here?
Big shout out to Excite Energy. We're going to be at the British Drift Championship at Teesside Autodrome at the weekend with the sim rig set up, so that should be good fun. Motorsport Days Live, they've got a big event coming up in the 1st and 2nd of November. The Racing Mentor Premature Baby Foundation and our new sponsor, LuxSim24, who make some great motion rigs. They had it at Autosport. An absolute epic rig. Like, never been in a rig in anything like it.
Nice. And final question really for you tonight, what's the thoughts moving into next week?
It's pretty much just the same as it is every week at the beginning. Just try and finish. It's a long championship. I mean, finishing 2 or 3 places ahead, you just have to work out the risks. Is it worth them extra 2 or 3 points to not finish? And one not finishing a team costs you quite big. So, like I said, it's just going to be a case of try and finish every race.
Yeah, that seems to be the secret to success and getting yourself into a showdown at the end of the season, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Them podiums help as well.
Right, thank you, Adam.
Right, thank you very much.
And I will, are you racing Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday as well. Doing it by myself, but I'll be there.
Well, I'll catch you on Thursday then.
Right, thank you very much.
See you then.
See you later.
And Lee, we've got Billy Rose for you, mate.
How we doing?
Evening, Billy. It looked like a frantic 4 races out there for everyone around this short Brandsatch circuit tonight. How was your night of racing gone?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one way of putting it. It was a hectic night. No, it was good. Sadly, I had to serve a race ban in the first race, so kind of was a bit. Everyone had already had that first race to kind of understand what the cars are like in such a large group. So kind of felt like I had a bit more learning to do in going into second race, but I hadn't had to start from the pit lane, which was a shame. But yeah, managed to kind of get myself into took some places up, and reverse grid helped me out. Started second, finished 7th, top of AM. So was massively happy with that. And yeah, last race was a bit wild, to be honest. I don't think I've ever had such a crazy battle like that for a while, but thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, things got a bit wild in that last race, but definitely crazy night for all, I think.
Yeah, and Brands Indy, obviously a pretty short circuit, but for these low-powered cars, I think we're at Imola, I believe, next week. Bit more of a traditional GP length sort of circuit. How do you find somewhere like Imola with the challenging curbs and
yeah, I don't know. Is it Imola next week, or is it? No, it's April. Mosport. I've never been there. Apparently, I'm just reading off of our schedule because we had Imola last week.
Ah, there we go. My mistake.
There you go. But anyway, no, Imola. It's that one is one of my favourites in the MX5. So I thoroughly enjoyed last week. Got a little bit unlucky with the last race there. But I haven't done